today's lesson, I'm going to be showing you a very, very simple exercise, but it is one of the most important things that you can do to develop your rhythm in your guitar playing to a professional level. So without further ado, let me show you what it is. That's the exercise. It seems pretty simple, but I wanted to make this video because I have come across an alarming number of people who have been playing guitar for an extremely long time and would not actually be able to play that exercise accurately. And this leads to gigantic problems in your guitar playing, both in your lead guitar playing and in your rhythm guitar playing. So what exactly was going on there? So if you know how to do this exercise, well, you would know it is just me strumming 16th notes. And actually, as you can see too, I wasn't even using any chord. I was just muting all of the strings on the guitar, which essentially this allows me to practice the guitar like as if it were a drum of some sort. Now I get to strip away all of the worry about playing right notes and playing right chords and dealing with all the stuff with my fretting hand, and I can just focus on my rhythm in my right hand. So first of all, if you can, just try doing that exercise exactly like that. Put on a metronome. My metronome was on 92 beats per minute. Now, I want to show you what to do if you're having trouble playing that exercise. First of all, if you want to, you can just slow it down. So instead of playing at 92, you can try 60. Now, you have to be able to also hear the subdivision. In other words, you need to be able to count it in your head. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. If you can't count it in your head, you're never going to be able to play it. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And of course, that results in us playing 4 notes on each beat. 1E and a, that is 4 syllables that occur on each beat. Now, you can slow it down like I just said, or one thing that I find can help you start to do this fast right away is instead of slowing it down, which you should do a little bit of, you can instead play a little burst and then start extending the amount of time that you play the burst for. So you might start getting lost and off the metronome if you try to just do it exactly like I showed you in the beginning, playing a constant stream of 16th notes. But if you're getting lost, what you can do is try to play little bursts like this. 1E and a 2. 3E and a 4, 1E and a 2, 3E and a 4. And then once you can do that, then start extending the burst. So that was basically one beat of 16th notes. I went 1E and a 2, and then 3E and a 4. And just made sure that I was nailing it for that one beat duration. Now that I can do that, I want to try extending it to 2 beats. So like 1E and a 2E and a 3, 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3, 4. Let's try that with a metronome. 1E and a 2E and a 3, 4. 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 And then once you can do that, eventually try 4 beats in a row and then rest a measure. So 3, 4, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once you can do that, you're almost ready to be able to play a constant chain of 16th notes. Now, there's one super important thing, don't click off yet, that I need to tell you. which is that it's not just about playing 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, but one thing that you need to be able to do while you're playing your 16th notes is you need to be able to continue to feel the quarter notes or the underlying pulse. So some of you may have picked up on the fact that I am actually accenting the downbeat when I'm strumming this. I'm always starting with a downstroke, okay? So every single time we play 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, it's always a downstroke. And for that matter, you have down, up. So like 1, E, and So 1 is always down, E is always up, and is always down, and is always up. So 1 down, E up, and down, up. You always have to stick to that strumming or picking scheme when you're doing this. And by the way, I know it seems like we're just doing something that's designed for rhythm guitar, but you're going to see this applies to lead guitar as well. So if you're having trouble staying on the beat, that's a thing that you absolutely need to make sure you're focusing on, like a laser beam, is going 1, 2, 3, 4, and that way that E and feels very relaxed. You should be having a little bit more of an accent on those downbeats. So if I did an accent, it would just sound like this. But now with the accent, it sounds like this. So once we've gotten ourselves to be able to play 4 beats in a row like that, now what I want you to do is try playing 4 beats in a row and then playing 4 beats of just quarter notes and alternating between those. Because the idea is that actually, guys, when we're playing 16th notes like this and doing this alternate strumming, it should feel almost identical to just playing quarter notes. So these two things should feel almost the same. So that you need to alternate between doing both of those things, playing just quarter notes and playing the 16th notes, so that you can think to yourself, okay, let me try to make both of those things feel almost the same. They're obviously not going to be exactly the same because they're not technically the same, but they should feel very similar due to you accenting those downbeats when you're playing the 16th notes. And the other notes should be really quiet and relaxed. So you have 1 and then E and should be really, really relaxed. One other tip that I want to make sure that you understand is that you need to keep your strumming motion pretty tight, okay? So especially the E and look how small that's going to be. So a lot of that is literally maybe 3 strings worth of width. So don't always be like doing this gigantic motion. It's so much harder to play fast and keep it under control when you have that wide motion. And I always find people doing this all the time. They're playing with too wide of a motion. It's making them tense up. It's making them play too loud as well. They're always playing like... And it's like they're putting all their might into strumming, but we want to learn how to play the things that we can play in the guitar as relaxed as possible. Not just play them right and accurately, but also feeling relaxed. So the reason that this exercise is so important is because it allows us to essentially be able to play any strumming pattern we want, any rhythm guitar part, and then it also teaches us to just get good at feeling time when we are playing leads as well. So if you play a chord progression like this, for example, and you want to put strumming in it, if you know this exercise really well, it's going to be a lot easier. So comment below and tell me what chord progression it is that I'm going to play right now. So that type of playing, it requires me to be comfortable with just doing what I have been explaining to you the last couple of minutes. And if I can get that on this like totally automatic level, then playing different strumming patterns isn't a matter of me remembering like what direction to put my pick and what direction to be strumming. No, I'm always going to be strumming the same direction because the subdivisions are always going to have the same strumming direction. It's just going to be a matter of me allowing my pick to hit the strings or not. So you can even practice improvising some strumming patterns once you've gotten really comfortable with this, and you can even just do it with one chord. So if I take like an E chord, by the way, that chord progression, it was E, B, C sharp minor, G sharp, A, and then E, B, C sharp minor, A. It was a loop of those chords over and over. So I could even just do this with an E chord like this. How my hand was moving the whole entire time, even though I was playing different strumming patterns and different rhythms. Yes, you heard different rhythms, you heard different strumming patterns, but in reality, my right hand was doing almost the same thing the whole entire time. It was just moving, and I was just pulling it slightly away if I didn't want to hear the note, or I was allowing the pick to hit the strings. And then, of course, when you're a little bit more comfortable with this, you can actually control the chords that you're playing. And simply by stopping pressing the chord down, you can stop hearing the chord, and you can sort of mix up having the chords play and having these strumming hits in between that make it sound really percussive and cool. Once you're really comfortable with this, it's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to start to apply rhythms and good feel to your solos. It's amazing to me, again, how many people actually are not comfortable with this basic thing. And I want to make sure that if you are not comfortable doing this, you need to do this every single day as your warm-up. Throw in a metronome and practice strumming 16th notes until you get this totally freaking automatically down in your playing. So if you've already mastered this exercise from this video, make sure you watch this video so you can learn an even more advanced exercise, which is going to teach you how to play basically every rhythm that exists in your solos. And if your rhythm is really good and you want to learn how to master the guitar fretboard so that you can know all the notes all over the fretboard to apply that really good rhythmic feel to in your solos and just have a thorough understanding of the guitar fretboard, then make sure you head on over to Jamsville.com right now and pick up the Jamsville GPS Fretboard Fundamentals course. You can also check out in the link in the description below my free PDF on memorizing the notes on the guitar fretboard so you can get started right now. Also, make sure you check out the Jamsville merch store where you can pick up an awesome Jamsville t-shirt just like this one. It is super soft, super comfortable, and fits really well. I absolutely love it, and it's so fun to be able to wear out into the world. Also, make sure you check out my new song that I just released. It's called My Divine. That's what you're listening to in the background right now. It's available on all major streaming services. Link for that is also in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really, really helps with the algorithm. And until next time, listen, learn, and jam.